All right, you're on the road, on your way to the airport, and there's a traffic jam, and you think, my God, a traffic jam, and to catch my flight. But okay, after an half hour, the traffic jam dissolves. There's movement again. Think, yes, finally. Suddenly, you see some cars are turning around, going back, and they go the opposite direction. And you think, this is against the traffic rules. But then you see multiple cars doing it. You think, whatever, if all those cars disappear from in front of me, hey, I can continue to head towards the airport. And at some point, you're the only car going straight forward. All the other cars turned around. But then, right before you arrive at the airport, your car is lifted by a tornado. You wake up in a hospital. 2 months later, you woke out of a coma. Not only did you miss your flight, but you missed out on 2 months of your life. Meanwhile, you lost your job, you've been evicted because you couldn't pay rent. A lot of stuff went down. Now, who is responsible? Who's to blame for the damage you've encountered? First of all, you were in a hospital. That they fired you just like that, I'm sorry, that's low of them, but that's on their part. That they just evicted you, even though you had the money to pay rent, which is on your savings account, that's also not on you. You were injured. But let's look at the whole situation. When you were driving your car to the airport and it was a traffic jam. Traffic jams happen. They happen. You didn't want to miss your flight. So when the traffic jam dissolved and it was moving again, you were happy. But hold on a minute. Hold on. When you notice many of the cars illegally turning around 90 degrees, you should thought to yourself, why are all these cars turning around like this? What goes on? You should have stopped your car at the side of the highway, check the news, or to find out what heck is going on. Or you could have asked one of those cars who were turning around what goes on. There was a clear warning symptom danger was ahead. But did you care? The only thing on your mind was, I needed to get my flight. Well, guess what? All the flights were cancelled anyway because of this tornado that was passing by. And there was a news report going on at the same time on the radio that there's a tornado coming, that everyone heading towards the airport is advised to turn around. You were not even listening to the news. Only thing on your mind was to get to the airport. Now, this is no excuse for those other people doing your dirt, like your employer, your quote unquote real estate officer that they call the landlord. There's no excuse for them doing you dirty like this. Nevertheless, the whole situation could have easily been prevented if you would have paid attention to warning symptoms. Even if you had no radio on in your car, the behavior on the road, all those cars turning around, suddenly was an indication that something's off. No, that was the parable. Why this parable? Understand the following. Anyone who holds on to restrictions unconditionally is a religious extremist. Let me say it one more time. Anyone who clings onto restrictions unconditionally, so without checking the context, whether restrictions apply or not, is a religious extremist. When you think of religious extremists, you may think of people that joined ISIS in Syria, or people who are part of Al Qaeda, or people that are part of some separatist movement. But let me tell you, religion is all about bondage, because religion comes from religio, which means to bind again. Religare from Latin. So to bind again, binding boundaries. A boundary is when you bind people to an outcome that you insist upon. So, religion is a set of boundaries you cling on to. That's all religion is. So if you keep holding on to restrictions without checking whether or not restrictions are even safe or sane or even, I would say, beneficial, that means that you've lost your mind. That means you're willing to endanger yourself and other people just to cling onto those restrictions. Is that the same thing religious extremists do when they become violent towards the public to enforce their religious ideas? It's the exact same thing. So you don't have to be a militia member. You don't have to be part of some satanic cult. You don't have to be part of a terrorist movement. Anytime you insist on restrictions without checking them, you are endangering yourself and other people. And you have far more of such people out there than people who join terrorist movements. I just want you to understand, bad people exist. Yes, bad people exist. I know a lot of you have been influenced by the New Age, in which they claim that there's no right, no wrong. It's just all your imagination, energy, whatever. No, 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 no. The New Age has some practical stuff. However, I need to correct New Age on this. Bad people exist. People of low quality exist. I'm not talking about people who are mentally ill and they just need some help. I'm not talking about those people that need psychological intervention. I'm talking about people who simply refuse to comply with reality. People that refuse to comply with their natural obligations towards other human beings. Now, the community owes you too. It isn't just you owe the community. The community owes you too. But nevertheless, you have your part to play the community too. Some people just don't want to comply with their natural obligations towards others. Some people just want to be somewhere just to get something out of it. Some people are chronicle takers. Anytime there's a challenge and they need to contribute to a solution, they're out, they're gone. They come with excuses. Or they play the victim so they don't appear guilty for not complying with the solution. Let me tell you, some people will spread rumors about you as if you're a bad person. Why are they doing that? So that they don't have to feel bad about them neglecting you. Some people violated you by neglecting you, and they know there's no way to excuse this, nor justify this. So now they want to look for some dirt on you to use against you, so they can appear less guilty than they really are. Listen, there are bad people out there. Someone that's bad is not evil. Okay? You have evil people and you also have bad people. Evil people, those who are fully self-destructive and they're fully okay with it. Those are evil people. Bad people are those who insist on getting quality, but they're not willing to become of quality themselves. They demand quality behavior and quality treatment from everyone else, but they themselves have an excuse anytime they behave in less quality. So someone may expect you to always consider their feelings, but when they are talking or expressing themselves, they have no regard how you feel at all. They get upset when something bad happens in their neighborhood and they're affected by it, but when something bad happens overall to the community, as long as they don't get any scars, they're fine with it. Bad people exist. They come with excuses. They're professionals and look for excuses to justify their neglect. Again, the difference between bad people and evil people is that evil people, they know they're doomed and they just spread the damnation. That's evil people. Bad people will not admit that they're of bad quality. They'll assign the bad outcomes to anyone else except themselves. And even when they admit that they're wrong, they'll have an excuse for being wrong. And they'll have an excuse also for not complying with things getting better. Anyone who insists on restrictions unconditionally is a religious extremist. Their religion is the religion of self. Me, myself, and I. It's all about my comfort, my ease, and me being unbothered in my escapes. That is their religion. And they'll injure, hurt, and damage anyone and anything in their way of having that ease. They are chronicle junkies. Listen, they don't even consider their own long-term well-being. Because if they were into their own long-term well-being, they would not be escaping like that. The fact they put the fact they chase escapes above their own long-term well-being means that when it comes down to your long-term well-being or long-term well-being of others and their ease, they'll choose their ease and they'll put you and others at risk. Simple as that. Again, if they have to choose between the well-being of the community, including your well-being, and their own escapes, they'll choose their escapes. Some of them will fake like they care about your well-being. They will fake like they care about the community. The truth is, it's all about their ease. Listen, bad people exist. Are we going to hate them? Are we going to fight them? No. Just know that they are bad because of their own doing. They refuse to comply with justice. They refuse to contribute to solutions. They refuse to let go of this obsession to control. There is control fetish. That's not even, first of all, we don't even have control. But they insist on something they can never have. There is control fetish. Everything they do is about control. Sometimes such people even upset you, argue with you, look for a fight with you, just to ruin your mood. Because once they ruin your mood, they feel like they're in charge of what happened to you. Some of them will go so far they become serial killers even. Then they cross from being bad people into evil people. Well, however, just understand this. Bad people exist. The only undermine is their own escapes. And they'll injure, hurt, and damage both themselves and everyone else in their way to get this high of being in charge. And a lot of them will fake being good people. They will even fake being believers. They'll even fake being saints. Keep your eyes open. Do not confront such people because nothing good will come from that. Once you recognize they're bad people, they're of low quality, peacefully disengage from them and move on. That's what you do. Well, that's it for now. Keep on agreeing with Christ and be at peace.